Hey everyone, welcome back to another Kubernetes tutorial. Today we are covering a super practical topic, how to define and read environment variable inside a Kubernetes pod. We will create pod, log into the container to check the variable and also see how to check them without even logging in. This is a must know for developer and system administrator working with a Kubernetes. So let's get started. So first of all, what exactly are environment variables? Environment variables are basically key value pairs that your application or a system use at a runtime. For example, we use db user equals to admin, or we use app mode equals to production. Instead of hard coding sensitive or dynamic information inside your application code, you keep it separate, which make it much cleaner and more secure. Now, why should we use environment variables in Kubernetes pod? They make application more flexible. You don't have to rebuild your Docker image if configs change. They help separate configuration from your code, which is a great DevOps practice. They make deployment easier. You can tweak settings without touching your source code. This way, the same container image can behave differently based on whether it's running in dev, staging, or production. Alright, let's first create a very simple pod where we hardcode just one environment variable. I will create envpod.yaml. Let's add API version, kind, and we will create a pod, metadata, name, we will use environment simple pod, spec, containers, we will give env simple container, image we will use busybox, command shell -c sleep (3600 seconds). Environment, here we will give name, demo message, and value hello from environment variable. And that's it. If you want, we can also add a restart policy. Never. So we need to align it. Okay. Restart policy never. Let's save it. Let's see what all things we have added. API version v1. We are using the Kubernetes core API version v1 to define the source, and then this tells the Kubernetes we are creating a pod resource, and metadata name we name the pod env-simple-pod. Pod name must be unique within a namespace. Now we are creating the pod in default namespace. We have not mentioned namespace here. And next is spec. Spec section defines the desired state of the pod, mainly its container. And the container, this pod will run one container. And we give the container a name env-simple-container. And here we are using the image busybox, which is a tiny Linux image perfect for quick demos. And here we are using the command. Instead of running a normal app, we tell the container to run a shell and sleep for 3600 seconds, which means 1 hour. This keeps the pod running long enough for us to execute into it or inspect it. And the next is environment. Under env, we define the environment variables for the container. We create one environment variable called demo message, and the value is hello from environment variable. This variable will be available inside the container at runtime. And also we have mentioned restart policy to never. Even if the pod fails, Kubernetes won't restart it. Useful for simple demos where we don't want Kubernetes to try restarting the pod over and over. That's it. Let's start the demo. As we created a YAML file, let's apply it. Apply-f. We have given name env pod.yaml. There is some issue with the YAML. Let's see. Pod p capital and okay. Let's reapply it. The pod is created. kubectl get pods. Verify pod is running or not. Here you can see container is creating. Now it shows the container is running. Execute into the pod and check the environment variable. kubectl exec-it. Give the pod name -sh, or you can use bash as well. I'm using sh now. Here type env. You will get all the environment list. Here look for the demo message. Here is the demo message and the value is also set properly. Env specify all the environment which are set in this container. Now exit from the container. Type exit and enter. Now let's look at another YAML where we define multiple environment variable. Let's create a new YAML file where env-demo YAML. So I will be using the same API version v1, then kind capital P pod, metadata. Here we will give env demo pod, spec, containers, env demo container. Image we will use busybox. Command same sh -c sleep 3600 and env Here we will provide app mode, value production, and we will add one more variable, DB server value. Just for example, I am taking db.example.com. Let's save it and apply. kubectl apply -f env demo. Pod is created. Let's verify. kubectl get pods. Here you can see it's running. Let's cat it. This pod is very similar to the first one. The main difference is here we define two environment variable instead of one. We set app mode to production and DB server to db.example.com. Everything else like the image, sleep command and overall structure stays the same. Now that our pod is running, let's see how to check the environment variable. kubectl exec -it env demo pod -. Now I will use bash. Bash is not there. busybox, we are using the image. sh. You will get a shell inside the container. Then simply run env. Here you can see app mode equals to production. One environment variable we have identified, and next is the DB server. Here it is equals to db.example.com, and also the other command is print env. By using this command also you can see the environment variable for app mode and DB server. When you are done, just type exit and close the shell. If you don't want to log in, you can directly query a specific environment variable like this. kubectl exec, give the pod name, pod -, print env app _ mode. This you will get a production value. We have searched for app mode and we received the output production like this. Let's run for DB server. db.example.com. It will instantly print the value of the environment variable. Super quick when you just want to check something without entering to the container. Now in today's demo, we hard-coded the variable directly inside the YAML, which is great for learning and small demos. But in real-world production setup, Kubernetes also let you define an environment variable from a config map for general configuration, or from a secret for sensitive data like password, or from pod metadata like pulling the pod name or namespaces dynamically. We will cover all these options in upcoming videos, so stay tuned. And that's it for today's tutorial. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon for more hands-on Kubernetes tutorial. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.